They don't talk about it. And the church, capital C, and people of faith especially don't want to talk about, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I struggle with too much worry or anger or forgiveness, or I have this pornography or other addiction problem because of the shame, because of the guilt. And the church sometimes doesn't deal with it well. So having a measure of privacy and confidentiality to ask some questions, get some help, get some direction can be a very helpful, at least beginning of a journey for people.
A lot of people are embarrassed, afraid,
Yeah.
ashamed, and
Yeah.
that's one reason you guys are around.
I, I was talking to at a pastor's conference some time ago, and you know how pastors are always looking for sermon illustrations, and they're always taking notes because, oh, this is good, this will preach. And I said, I'm going to give you your sermon for Sunday. I'm like, it's only 3 words. It'll be really easy for you to write this down. Of course, everyone grabs their little cell phone or a piece of paper and a pencil. I said, here's what it is. When you get into your pulpit, look out at your congregation, make eye contact, and simply say, shame off you. And get
I like
shame
that.
on you really, really well. We don't get shame off you. And this is not an excuse for people making bad or sinful or harmful choices, not at all. But we have to at least engage people in the dialogue, and we have to find a way to connect with them before we can redirect them. And so people of faith need that same help. There's no guarantee because I say I'm a person of faith that I'm going to be immune from the storms of life. They're going to hit me like everyone else. The sun rises and sets on the good, the bad, the ugly. That's just the way life is. So we have to know how people of faith, how to mitigate and address and deal with some of these very important life issues that we all face.
Why, in certain cases, are people of faith, as are people not of faith, always ready to go into shame, shame, shame mode anytime something bad happens to someone else? Is it to make them feel superior, or is it just lazy, or what?
I think sometimes people, I, if I'm understanding your question, you say, why do, if I'm hearing someone else's story, I want to think, oh, what's wrong with you? Shame. I think people apply that to themselves, but they also apply it to others. I think because sometimes people don't know what to say. People don't know how to deal with it. And one of the things I think Jesus was so masterful at as he connected with people was that he found a way to connect with them before addressing or dealing with the issues they were wrestling with. Remember the woman who was caught in the act of adultery. Everyone around her was ready to stone her, in essence, kill her for her choice. And Jesus, as he often has wise things to say, said, okay, whichever one of you is like totally perfect here without any sin, why don't you go ahead and start the stone throwing? Of course, everyone realized we're all in the same bucket. They left, leaving her talking alone with this woman. The very first thing he said to her was not go and sin no more. And if people are familiar with that story, that might resonate. The first thing he said to her is after he said, where are your accusers? And of course, they were gone. He said, neither do I condemn you. He didn't say, I'm not condemning your behavior, your choices. He said, let's separate out who you are as a person from what you're doing as a person. And too many of us, we kind of weave the two together, Paul, and who I am and what I do is sort of convoluted. And Jesus is trying to say, listen, I love you. I'm for you. What you're doing over here, not so good, not so healthy. Let's talk about that. But let's get the fact that you're accepted, you're wanted, you're needed, you're special in my eyes, and I want to have a relationship with you. Let's get that down pat first. Then let's start talking about the choices that you're making.